My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my favorite PrizePicks entry for UFC 299. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than the numbers you see on the screen, and you can 100 times your money. You're going to need to get a bonus line to get there, but you could absolutely 10 times your money with just what's right in front of you. You can 100 times it if you're lucky enough to catch a bonus. They will even give you free money to play. All you need to do is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks, use promo code WWP, and they will instantly match your deposit. If you give them $20, they'll give you $20. If you give them $100, they will give you $100 instantly. You can use that money, win, and then immediately withdraw it. There's not weird rollovers like a sports book. There's nothing crazy going on here. WeWantPicks.com/prizepicks, promo code WWP, get that very free money, build yourself an entry, win, withdraw your original money, and now you're just living life on their dollar. I'm going to build a UFC 299 entry, but if you see across the top, all these little purple boxes lighting up, this is every single sport. We got March Madness coming up. Then the NBA finals, hockey finals as well. All of those sports will be in here, including baseball. So the summer lull where all you have is UFC and baseball, you can go ahead and build yourself some PrizePicks entries and mix and match. Let's go ahead and build this entry. It is a little tricky. Some of these lines are very good, and PrizePicks, unlike Underdog, is very limited in what they have. Underdog will have every single fighter on every single card and 90% of the lines. PrizePicks will pick and choose which fighters and pick and choose their lines. So it's a little harder to build the entry, but I do have a spot that I like here. If we look at significant strikes, I don't love all of these, but I do like the Macy Barber more. This fight is going to go to a decision. Macy Barber will strike 99% of the time. Caitlin Chikagian or Caitlin Sermonara is a very large woman for this division. She's got good takedown defense, great range control. Macy Barber is going to be striking 99% of this fight, and it's going to go 15 full minutes. I think she cruises past 60 and a half significant strikes. She has done that in the past. She has plenty of fights under her belt where she has gotten past that number. I don't see this fight being any different. I think she absolutely gets past that number in this fight. The rest of these lines are a little tricky. Mateusz Gamrot, I think he's going to be all in on the wrestling. I don't think he's going to get to 45 and a half significant strikes. I don't think he'll get there. So if you want to jump on the less there, you can jump on the less there. If we work our way down, Curtis Blaydes, 27 and a half, we're going to do less there as well. Curtis Blaydes is either going to win this fight by knockout very early or be taken down and have nothing to offer. And if you go through Joanne Almeida's fight history, nobody has landed 27 and a half significant strikes on him. Nobody, ever. He just got off of a 5-round decision over Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis landed 20 significant strikes. Obviously, Curtis Blaydes is a better wrestler than Derek, and I know the logic is he should be able to defend some takedowns, but if he's defending Joanne Almeida's takedowns, he's probably going to knock him out. So even then, he's not going to get past the 27 and a half. So no matter how you look at this, I don't see Curtis Blaydes landing more than 27 and a half significant strikes, whether he knocks Joanne out or whether he gets taken down and dominated. So I do like the less or fewer, if we're using proper grammar, than 27 and a half significant strikes on Mr. Blaydes. Let's go over to fight minutes. I like the less on Asu Almabaev. I think Asu Almabaev finishes CJ Vergara. 12 and a half minutes, that's 2.5 rounds. This is not going to be that long of a fight. I think late second round is when Asu will really sort of take over. The takedowns will start to wear out. CJ will potentially slow down or at least get worn out. He was finished in the second round by Tatsuro Taira. I think he gets finished in the second round by Asu Almabaev. And if he doesn't get finished in the second round, we have half of the third round for Asu to work as well. So I like the less. I clicked more, but we're here. The less on 12 and a half fight minutes for Asu Almabaev. I am shocked that's the line. Shocked. But we'll take what we can get. And then the other one here is Jack Della Maddalena, 10 and a half fight minutes. I think I'm going to go more here. The reality is, I think he wins this fight. I think he's very busy. I think he defends Gilbert Burns' takedowns, and I think he just lights up Gilbert Burns in the feet. He's the much better striker. And if he defends the takedowns, that's it. That's all he needed. He'll avoid whatever big power Gilbert's just going to wing his way. And so Jack Della Maddalena should just, that wild jab, stick it in his face, land some decent strikes. Gilbert is tough. He's an old, wily vet. I think this fight probably goes to a decision, certainly gets past the half-a-minute mark in the third round. If we look at, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have our 5, but let's go ahead, look at fantasy scores. I don't love fantasy scores. The only times I really like fantasy score is if they have somebody way low or a favorite that I'm sure is going to lose. The problem is all of these favorites can win. All of them. There's not somebody here that I'm positive is going to lose. I picked against Curtis Blades, but if he wins, he'll score some very real points. I picked against Kevin Holland, but if he wins, he can score those points. That's not a high number. I don't trust Benoit Saint Denis enough. He's relatively unproven. Robelis should win, should dominate, completely unproven. I think Maryna Moroz loses, but if she wins, she'll get past. So I don't love any of these fantasy scores. And then takedowns as well. Michelle Pereira, 2 takedowns seems fine if it goes 15 minutes, but it may not go 15 minutes. Kyler Phillips, the less on 1.5 takedowns is probably the play here. If you go through Pedro Munoz's fight history, he's only ever been taken down 2 times. 2 times. Once was in his UFC debut, and the other time was Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar is 10 times the wrestler Kyler Phillips is. Benoit Saint Denis needs 3 takedowns against a vet like Dustin Poirier. I don't know. Gamrot, probably more than 4 is okay. Probably. But again, super tricky. So we're going to stick with what we have here. We will throw some money. We will 10 times our money here if these are all correct. Macy Barber, more than 60.5 significant strikes. Mikhaus Gamrot, 45.5 significant strikes, less. Curtis Blades, 27.5 significant strikes, less. Asu Almabaev, 12.5 significant strikes, less. And Jack Della Maddalena, more than 10.5 fight minutes. We will 10 times our money if all of those hit. If only 4 of them hit, we will double our money. And if only 3 of them hit, we still get a good chunk of that money back. Let's go ahead and lock that in. Guys, WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Use promo code WWP and get your instant deposit match. Take that very free money, build yourself an entry, and then withdraw all the winnings and ride off into the sunset. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Promo code WWP.